Hello from CNN London. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is World Report. FIFA is coming under increasing pressure to introduce instant video replay technology into football. That's after a controversial Sunday at the 2010 World Cup. These were the moments that rekindled the long-running debate. In Bloemfontein, England's Frank Lampard's shot clips the underside of the crossbar. Well, FIFA has resisted widespread calls for the introduction of video technology into world football. Will complaints about calls during Sunday's matches change that? Well, CNN's Pedro Pinto joins us now from Johannesburg with some insight. There must have been some reaction there where you are, those watching these matches on Sunday. Pedro, I know journalists, we're not supposed to have opinions, but I'm with you on this one. Pedro Pinto, thank you so much for that. Well, for more on how this controversy could be resolved, we turn to Dr. Paul Hawkins. He's the inventor of Hawkeye, a technology he says could resolve goal line disputes in football. He's on the phone with us from Sunningdale in Berkshire here in England. Dr. Hawkins, thank you very much for being with us. I'm not sure if you heard my discussion there with our Pedro Pinto in Johannesburg. We understand FIFA's stance on this, that they're saying, you know, they still want to keep a human element on it, and there's too expensive, but your technology has clearly worked at Wimbledon. That's where we see it most recently. Why do you think there is such a resistance to this technology in football? I understand is the bottom line, and we also know that football, they make a lot of money. Well, here's what's coming up in today's World Cup action. One more European team will be knocked out. That's because the day BP says it has spent about $2.6 billion addressing the Gulf of Mexico oil disaster. The price tag includes the cost of the spill response, the containment, relief well drilling, and claims paid. Now, that tally comes as Mississippi state officials cleanup teams in the Gulf and weary residents are keeping a close eye on the weather as Tropical Storm Alex gains strength. Our meteorologist, Ivan Cabrera, has a brand new storm tracked from the International Weather Center. Ivan, what changes are you seeing, if any?
Well, we're talking about that trend again. We're trending further.
Okay, Ivan, we'll check in with you a little bit later as well. Thank you very much for that. U.S. and U.K. leaders are in agreement over the future of BP oil. President Barack Obama and Prime Minister David Cameron met during the G20 summit in Toronto. They say the British company should cap the Gulf of Mexico oil leak, clean up the damage, and meet legitimate compensation claims. But they also agree BP should remain viable past the crisis.
BP.
Deadly storms slam into the U.S. state of Michigan, leaving this trail of destruction. Violent and deadly storms ripped through the U.S. state of Michigan this weekend. Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera has some dramatic pictures to prove it from the World Weather Center. Ivan.
Indeed, we do. Terrible weekend across.
Ivan, thank you. 1 minute he was riding, well, like a prince, then this. Britain's Prince Harry took a tumble Sunday. A year after his death, the king of pop, Michael Jackson, is still as sought after as when he was alive, perhaps even more so. A crystal-studded glove worn during the Jacksons' 1984 Victory Tour was sold at a U.S. auction for $192,000, and that's our big number for today. The glove was among over 200 items on offer. Also going under the hammer was a Jackson jacket for $120,000, while a Jimi Hendrix guitar fetched about $180,000. I'm Monita Rajpal in London. World Sport.